Hi, and welcome to Hedge Fund Manager. I'm Karl-Mikael Syding, as always. So today I thought we'd take a look at another private equity holding. Why not go for Evity? So Evity is a completely new investment that I'm making as we speak. So it's almost the end of March in 2025, and I've just been given the opportunity to invest in Evity. Evity is very similar to my Polskenet investments, which you can see in another video. And Evity is about to be founded and started by an old friend of mine. So we went to business school together 35 years ago. And just 12 years ago, he started another investment company of the same form, same serial acquisition type of company that Polskenet and Evity are as well. And that became a tremendous success. People made at least 15 to 20 times their original investment over 10 years. And now he's about to start another company, and we happen to run in on each other on the street, and I happen to be in the position of getting very soon getting a dividend out of Polskenet, which just about matches this investment opportunity in Evity. And that's why I'm going to put in $1 million in Evity as it is forming. This is the type of opportunity that I have been waiting for, let's say, since the 10 years that have passed, almost 10 years that have passed since I invested in Polskenet. So again, the business idea is more or less the same as in Polskenet, and it's my old friend Daniel Kaplan and his team that he's putting together of highly experienced. They are even more experienced than the Polskenet guys. Actually, I would go as far as saying that Daniel Kaplan might be the most experienced and astute serial acquirer in Sweden. He has been instrumental in at least 200 acquisitions in during his time in Storskogen over 10 years. And using his experience, knowing what went wrong, what went right, how to design a company like this in order to make it the best possible serial acquisition company you can. It's that type of experience with the end objective to actually list this on the stock exchange, meaning that you already from the get-go make sure that you only buy companies that you know will be attractive on a stock market listing. That's why I'm so convinced that Evity will become an even better investment than Polskenet and an even better investment than Storskogen even was. So I highly expect this $1 million to, within 7 years, that I have one, gotten it all back already in terms of dividends from Evity, while still having my actual position, and that position should be worth at least 10 times, let's say 12 times my investment. So I expect in about 7 or 8 years from now that this million will have been paid back in full and my holding will be worth $12 million. And again, this is just financial mathematics. It's super simple to see how a certain return on equity on the companies that you acquire, if you use moderate leverage of 2 times. So for every $100 in equity, you borrow another 100 to buy companies. If you do this and you don't um, buy really bad companies or bad companies, and if you make sure that your acquisition agreements give you the right to step off if anything is untoward, then it's just a question of mathematics. Of course, it's never as riskless or simple as that. You have to have a, you have to have good managers, highly experienced, and knowing what they do, knowing how to analyze companies, and also knowing what to do when something goes wrong with an investment. How do we remedy it? How do we correct it? How do we make it better? But the beauty here is that I don't have to care once I put my money down. Either I've made the correct punt for 5, 6, 7, 8 years on the right managers and the right type of business, um, or I didn't. There's no trading. There are no decisions on my end. So this is all outsourcing it to the best type of investment manager you can even conceive. And again, the thing driving this is that you get to acquire private equity companies at half to a third of the multiples on the stock exchange, and then later on you actually list the entire thing at the market multiple, getting that extra multiplication effect, that extra multiplier, and also enjoying over a 7-year period in this case the the compounding effect, including 2 times leverage, which in taking together more or less ensures at least a 10x return, excluding actually the dividends, which will give me all my money back over that time period, while still keeping my position intact. Um, so that's my second serial acquisition company, which is a business model that I really, really like and can recommend if you can get it. But that last part uh, actually demands a little bit more um, of your network, and you have to get there somehow, probably through ordinary stock market investing uh, first, before getting these kinds of opportunities.